Hey everybody, this is Bella. A lot of people know me by Candy, but I'm going as Bella mostly because my YouTube's going to be Bella's Hood Family Living. It's going to be about me and my family, how we live. Sometimes we fight, sometimes we do our thing, but, just how we go. So, just how we do it and how we go about things. So, anyways, here's my first video that I'm going to post, you know what I mean? I hope it entertains you. I mean what I say and I say what I mean, you know what I mean? So, here it goes. My first video is about my homegirl Malaya. We used to dance back in the day. Real hard ass girl, you know what I mean? Don't let really buddy mess with her, you know what I mean? But anyway, so I'm gonna start from the day afterwards and go behind when I find out everything. I know there's a lot of arguing and stuff, but I left that night, so I can't really say exactly what happened because I was leaving once everything started popping off. Well, I got there when everybody started popping off. I heard screaming and I left. The next morning, she calls me and she said, hey, get over here. I know we didn't have no cell phones back then. If we did, it was them big ass Zach cell phones. But anyway, she contacts me some type of way and tells me to go over there, pick her up. I go pick her up and I say, what's up, mama? Right? Like, I go pick her up. I'm like, what's up, mama? She's like, you need to come get me now. So I go pick her up. I come to the front of the house in my car. I get out. You know how like you walking slowly to go to the door wherever you're going. I'm fumbling with stuff and I'm walking slowly, but I turn around my car and I'm about to get there, and I heard the door slam. I look up. You know how when you hear the door just like slam hard. So I look up and it's Malaya, like straight running out. And I know it's funny, but them little prank things is real. When somebody starts running, you start running too. I start running straight back to my car, to the driver's side. Open the driver's side, put the key in the ignition. I turn around, I unlock my car. She gets in like quick, you know what I mean? She jumps in quick. As soon as I unlocked it, that bitch was already in. Like, whoof, she slid in. I see her daughter. As soon as she's sliding in, her daughter's coming running. I'm like, oh shit, let me pick this up. I said, oh, they must be running from something or somebody, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm waiting. Malaya's like, go, go, go. But I think she's like, go, like, once her daughter gets in, you know what I mean? She's like, go, bitch, go. So I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? So I unlock the, I mean, her daughter tries to open it, Malaya locks it. I'm like, I thinking she's trying to unlock it, you know what I mean, to let her in. So I unlock it again, you know what I mean? By this time, she's like, no. She said, no, girl, no, bitch, like, don't do that. By the time, she says all that, her daughter's in the car. Got her like this, by like the bra and the shirt. And like, somebody who knows how to fight, if they get their hair and they like ring it up, so when they punching them, they don't know how, they can't go nowhere, you know what I mean? So she got her mama's hair ringed up. She's pulling her out, and I'm not gonna lie, this girl's a little bit taller and a little bit wider, a little bit than her mama, you know what I mean? So she's pulling her. And she's like pulling her. I'm like thinking to myself, she ain't gonna pull that big ass girl through the middle of the car, you know what I'm saying? No, she is. It's like, adrenaline or something, you know what I mean? She's pulling her. And like when she starts pulling her and she starts lifting that big bitch up, you know what I mean? I turn around when she starts really lifting her, and I'm like, oh shit, this about to go down, you know what I mean? I start looking this way towards Malaya, like, you know what I mean? Start looking this way. I start looking this way. I see Malaya's face, straight panic and terror. Just straight panic, you know what I mean? She's like, I ain't gonna lie though, she's saying like, go, Candy, go. I don't want to fight my daughter, bitch. I don't want to fight my daughter. But I don't even think it's all about, I know she don't want to fight her daughter, I know that, but I know this girl is scared that she is going to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? She's going to get toe up. She's going to get knotted up. So, anyway, so she's pulling it through. Like I said, she's making it happen. She's like almost in the middle, like where Malaya's top part is up here. You know what I mean? She starts grabbing her. She hits her like maybe once or twice in the head. You know what I mean? But she's straight trying to pull her straight up, trying to pull her ass out because she can't get her face. So she's straight trying to pull her. She finally steps out the car because I think she's gonna try to, like, you know how like you use your weight to like, whoo, like pull him out. She's trying to do that. At this point, when she puts her feet out, this is the time for me to, like, you know, I slide out. I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead. This is too much for me. So I'm like, let's go. So we slide on out, and I look at Malaya like, damn, what you really got going on? Because that's her daughter. I'm like, what you really got going on? Like, damn, you know what I mean? And she's like, nah, I ain't got time to talk about that right now. Like, you know what? I need to go pick up my boyfriend's check. He's trying to break up with me, but even if he breaks up with me or not, I'm gonna get that money. And supposedly right now he's working with the person that she's living with. He's making really good check. He's making a really good check. So he's 20 minutes behind us. So we go. We start going over there. She's like, bitch, speed, get there. We about to get there. We get there. She gets it. She's already signed out to where she can get the check because before all this whatever happened. So she's like, let's go before he gets here. He's only 20 minutes behind. He's probably racing to get here too. So we take off. We come back to Corpus to go to Luby's. There used to be a Luby's out here close to where I live right now, by the Walmart on Greenwood. You know what I mean? So we went there to eat. I told her, hey bitch, you're gonna fill up my tank and slide me $100. She did. Slide me the $100, and then we ate, we sat down, and I'm talking to her, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey mama, is everything good? Like, you know what I mean? Do you need to stay somewhere tonight? You know, blase. She can't even hear me. I stopped talking because I know that look when you ain't, you know, you just, whatever you thinking about is way more important than whatever's coming out that person's mouth. So you ain't even trying to hear it, you know what I mean? So, like, I stopped talking. I enjoy my meal, you know what I mean? I enjoy my free meal. So, I'm eating. We leave there. She said, you know what? I'm going to have to rent a room, man. I don't want to go home tonight. It's just too much going on. I ain't going to fight with him tonight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to have a good time. I said, all right. I'll take you where you want to go. You know what I mean? Let's go. We went to end up at one of the rooms. You know what I mean? She rented a room. She said, let's go to the mall and get us some clothes. I was like, yeah. You know what I mean? So we went and we got us some clothes. We went back to the house. We got dressed. You know what I mean? At this point, it's like at 8 o'clock. We start taking a shower and getting dressed. You know, you can't really leave until like 11. You know what I mean? To go out to the club. So we start getting ready. So, you know, once we get closer to the end where we're already like dressed and got our hair made, we just finishing our makeup. I look and I turn at her and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What you want to do tonight, man? Like, because I'm not going to lie, till then, it's kind of quiet. I'm like, what you want to do tonight, man? Because, well, I ain't going to lie to you. I tell her, like, are we going to go rob somebody tonight? We used to go and drink with people and tourists and, you know, like, take their wallets and their money and, you know, drop them off at a bus stop so they can, you know, get home where they need to get to afterwards, or at least, you know, close to their motel where they're supposed to be at. You know what I mean? We'll just take their wallet and stuff when they get messed up. Or, you know, take their money, whatever, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to y'all, there's gonna be a lot of stories I'm gonna tell, so y'all gonna know anyways. I told her, you want to take somebody's wallet, you want to steal, you want to go out for real, you want to find somebody we want, you want to go out to the gay club, like, you know what you want to do. I just want to pause real quick and say, I did a practice shot to my bestie, Jamie, and she said, bitch, don't leave that out, bitch, because that's real, you know what I mean? Shout out to you, Jamie. Anyway, so, she said, yeah, she was like, you know what, wherever it takes us, you know what I mean? Whatever happens, happens. I can't even tell you what happens that night. I'm just going to say we got buzzed, but because that's for another video, because a lot happened that night. I'm just going to go straight to back. We got fucked up, you know what I mean? Me, I get fucked up other ways. I smoke a lot of weed, you know what I mean? I'm not really a big drinker. You know what I mean? So she gets really messed up and toasted. You know what I mean? She likes to drink. She likes to drink. So, you know what I mean? We get out there. Of course, I did dabble in a couple other things. You know what I mean? At that time, I like to do a little bit of, you know, like, I think Xanax or something. You know, I was just buzzed. You know what I mean? I was buzzed, but another way, not drunk. You know what I mean? I like to drive well, and I like to make sure whatever we're doing gets done. So we went back to the room. She's toasted, and I mean toasted, because I know whatever happened that night really got to her. So we finally get to the room, and I'm like, all right, bitch, like, well, I'm gonna head out. She's bawling, straight crying, alligator tears coming down. Don't leave me, bitch. Candy, don't leave me, please. I feel so alone right now, Candy. I feel so alone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, she's stuttering, you know what I mean? She's like, I just don't know what to do, what's good right now. Let me just please tell you something right now, because I don't even know how to hold it in no more. So she starts telling me, and I know she's real messed up, because I'm gonna tell you everything she told me, and she starts telling me there's a lot of things I know she would never tell me any other way. You know what I mean? So anyway, she starts telling me that the people she lives with is named Velma and Freddie. So she started telling me, hey, I know them too. She said Velma looks like a person that likes girls. You know what I mean? She dresses up like her husband, in other words. So anyway, Freddie comes home. He's like, man, I got to tell you something, Malaya, you know what I mean? A lot of these names that I'm going to use are stripper names, not our real names. He's like, I got to tell you something, Malaya, you know what I mean? So, anyways, she's like, well, come on, tell me what's up. He's like, well, shit, I don't even know how to tell you, you know what I mean? Like, dang, I got mad at your boy today, you know what I mean? I got mad at him today. Like, I'm real upset with him. Like, for real. It's like, it's not cool. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. She's like, what? He's like, oh, man, he's spreading rumors. And she starts laughing. She's like, what? He's spreading rumors? What you talking about? You know what I mean? He starts laughing. He's like, man, I'm serious, man. He's saying something wild, like really wild. You know what I mean? Anyways, he can't tell her. She's like, you know what? Whatever. Velma. She said, Velma, come over here and... Excuse me. She said, Velma, come over here and do me something over here in the room. I need a line. You know what I mean? Velma jumps to her. Velma, the whole reason she's living there is because Velma wants her there. Velma's in love with her. So anything and everything that Malaya wants, when she gets paid, anything Malaya wants. She said, come here, Velma, come make this line for me. You know what I mean? She wanted to put it in her nose. She would too. You know what I mean? But anyways, she said, Velma runs in there. You know what I mean? Makes it for her. She's like, what's up, man? And don't be stuttering, and don't be telling me anything else but what's going on. Velma, real quick. Your boyfriend's saying that he's sleeping with your daughter. He said he's doing you and the daughter, and y'all cool with it. You know what I mean? You cool with it, she cool with it. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna be a family like that. Y'all gonna move into a house together, and he's gonna be with both of y'all. And it's good. He's living a good life. He wants to work. He wants to get y'all a house. He wants y'all to live together. He's like, yes. So, of course, Malaya's mouth drops, right? What's crazy, though, is what she says. She says that she don't say nothing. She goes to the kitchen. She cooks his dinner. You know what I mean? Because he's on his way back, too. You know what I mean? Because he's the boss. Freddie's the boss. So he gets off like a little earlier than the other workers. But he's on his way home, too, her boyfriend. So she's cooking his dinner, you know what I mean? She goes to they eat dinner as usual. She starts noticing some things, you know what I mean? She starts looking and seeing what's going on, how they passing by together and they touching hands like this when they pass by. They touching, he's touching him some hips and some nalguitas, some booty, you know what I mean? Getting him a little And she's seeing all this, right? And she's like, oh my God, I wasn't seeing none of this. She said she's thinking this. Like, she said, how could I be so stupid? Like, damn, all that and then some, you know what I mean? She cries for a little bit. I don't even want to get no more out of her on the cool, you know what I mean? Because the whole thing is kind of devastating, you know what I mean? Even though was a fucked up mom, and you know what I mean, all that anger and animosity that her daughter has, is she earned it, you know what I mean? But still kind of sad, you know what I mean? That whole situation. So I'm like, damn, I want to go up and hug her on the cool, you know what I mean? And we ain't even like that. When we cry, shit, even me and my bestie, we just like kind of like, she's sitting over there, I'm sitting over here, we crying, but we're not even looking at each other. We just kind of like, we don't know what to do with emotions. But I not gonna lie, I want to hug her and like say, damn, mama's like, you alright? Fuck, like that's real shit going on. And she said, so we all sat down to watch a movie. They did. Malaya sat in the recliner. She said the guy sat down, the daughter went and jumped right next to the boyfriend, put the blanket over them, put his hands between her legs, you know what I mean, and started making him rubber right there with Malaya and watching the TV and everything. Malaya finally done had enough, you know what I mean. She got up and she said, man, what the fuck? I know what you've been saying. I just heard today, Velma told me today what you've been saying. You over here with my daughter, you know what I mean? You doing this? He jumps up and he's like, no, man, what you talking about? Like, what's going on? Who you talking to? You know what I mean? Not me. You know what I mean? His daughter, I mean, not his. I'm sorry, at this time he has 2 little kids, but it's like little, you know what I mean? Like 2 and 3. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's 2 boys or a daughter and a boy. Because I didn't pay much attention to him, I'm not gonna lie. But her daughter jumps up and says, yeah, yup, I got your man. He's my man. He's my man now. He ain't even gonna be your man. Since you know, we ain't even gonna pretend no more. You know what I mean? So he looks at the daughter.
Oh my God. What?
And he's like, I think she said that he stayed quiet. You know what I mean? That he was like mad uncomfortable, like with his mouth open. That's what Malaya said. Anyway, so she said, yep. And you know what? Now that we ain't pretending no more, he don't have to sneak in my bedroom in the middle of the night. He finna go in the room with me right now. We finna go to bed. What? She picks up her man. That's what Malaya said. She picks up her man. She go to Becky's room. I mean, damn, my bad. I'm gonna bleep that out. She goes to her daughter's room. You know what I mean? You say, I know the situation between her and her daughter. And when I say her daughter hates and has a big anger for her, I don't know about till this day. But on that day, when all that is going on, it was big hate. Big, big, big hate. She couldn't even hold it in when she talked about it. Talked about her. So I know her daughter was making big noises, letting Malaya hear everything, know everything, what was going on in that room all night. I know it. They get up. This is when she gets up and contacts me. You know what I mean? To go pick her up. She said, yeah, I got up. You know what I mean? That's when I called you. So that way I can get the check at least. So anything happens, you know what I mean? So like she's throwing up the whole story. She can't stop herself. She's just saying everything. She said, and you know what? You know what else? I said, what? There's more? She said, yeah, my daughter said she's going to take... When they get up in the morning... Hold on first, let me finish. They get up in the morning. The daughter gets up and tells Velma and Freddie, hey, take my kid to preschool. Got the little boy ready and said, take my son to preschool. You know what I mean? They took him to preschool. I just want to put that out there. Anyways, she said, yeah, my daughter's gonna, from what I heard, what happened through all that, you know what I mean? The cops weren't called, nothing like that. Malaya still stayed with Velma and Freddie. Becky, the daughter moved back with her grandmother to the valley. her and her little brother. It was her and her little brother living with her mama. You know what I mean? But her brother was younger and more excited about trying to make a relationship with Malaya than the daughter was. You know what I mean? But the daughter said if they were going to stay or if they were going to go, basically. You know, she was in charge. So she went back to the valley with her peoples, with her grandmother, and she took the kids with her. And supposedly at this time, he got him like some kind of good job. I'm thinking like an oil rig job or something, because he was going to leave for a few months, like leave for a few weeks and then come back. And supposedly, you know, they stayed together for, you know what I mean, like a few months or a year or something like that. And, you know, she took care of the kids and he was working, and he'd come back from the valley and, you know what I mean, live there and all this stuff. And I'm sure that the grandma knew and everything, you know what I mean? And that's just what it was. They didn't stay together or nothing, because I know now that she got a new husband and, you know, she's got kids and stuff like that. I know Malaya took care of the grandkids for a couple of years, you know what I mean? Malaya's out there in San Antonio in a shelter. She ain't doing so good. We fall in and out sometimes, you know what I mean? But true story, that's what happened. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Truth is crazy than what you think, man. Go ahead and like the video, man, if you like it. Subscribe, you know what I mean? Leave a comment in the comment section. If I ever make a video and I mention somebody and you want me to make a video about them, let me know, you know what I mean? Put in the comment section and I'll hit that up. If you ever want to tell me about your own fight, what you going through or something like that, let me know, because I'm going to put my baby cousins up here to make a few videos. It's going to be called Babyhood. And then I'm going to put a couple videos of my cousins. Be like, what's up, cuz? Because they always going through something every other night, you know what I mean? And, yeah, I'm going to put a couple different stories out there. But if you feel like you want to tell me your story and you want me to make a video with, you know, you want to make a video and we can put it out there, let me know. Anyway, so, like, yeah, man. I mean what I say and I say what I mean, man. I'm out. I'm going to make another video. I hope y'all, you know, continue to come look, because the next video is going to be good, too. I'm telling you. Bye. Peace.